Alright there geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Games Show, and it is that time again to play the southwest of England's favourite game show outside of Whose Apples Are You Scrumpin' or Hey That's My Sister. Have you played these obscure video games? Settle down, okay now settle down or I'll get the bloody hose. The rules are simple. I'll be presenting a selection of deep cut games that grow more and more obscure as the list goes on, and you have to give yourself a point for each one you've actually played. Will you be crowned the deep cut champion? Well, let's find out today as we raid the rather swollen library of games belonging to Nintendo's motion controller masterpiece, the Nintendo Wii, which has over 1,600 games in its library. Okay then. And of course my editor Mark will be playing along at home as well, whose total score for these games that we've done so far in the series could be counted on one hand, so I'm expecting great things here. But with this in mind, let's have a chat as I'm Jules, this is FGS, and have you played these obscure Wii games? Number 10. Opoona. So my friends, let's kick this list off with a game that is balls to the walls weird, and this time actually comes with extra balls, as it's time to talk about the strange baseball inspired RPG that is Opoona. Playing as what looks like Krillin if he was mixed with Captain Olimar from Pikmin, Opoona is a charming little soul who always looks on the bright side of life, whether it's making friends, going on a quest to save the world from evil, or just beating a cricket ball style thing so hard into the heads of his enemies that it caves their skulls in. Opoona always has a smile on his face, which, when you consider the last statement there, is actually more than a little creepy. Still, the gloriously upbeat soundtrack will make you forget the horrors of battle, as this is a collection of earworms from start to finish. And the battling itself is an utter joy, as you can choose the power and spin of your projectile attacks and use careful aim to knock enemies off their feet, and sometimes even curve it around foes to hit stronger ones controlling them. This is a genuine RPG pleasure, offering a gentle challenge, wonderful story and memorable characters. Plus, as a bonus, if you played this, then you're off to a good start, as it's just given you your first deep cut point. Number 9. Wicked Monster Blast. Now, while some games out there like to pride themselves on having deep interwoven narratives or stories that can affect people emotionally, Wicked Monster Blast arrives on the scene, snorts a line of what genuinely appears to be pure icing sugar, and then yells loudly in your face, "Hey, you wanna go shoot some shit?" Put simply, Wicked Monster Blast is a throwback to the era of games being just that. Games, and this shooting gallery slash spiritual successor to Point Blank is a relentless barrage of sugar-coated insanity backed up by making brilliant use of the Wii's motion controls. I mean, sure, the experience is about as shallow as a puddle, but when it comes to sheer fun factor, Wicked Monster Blast is a ocean of enjoyment. Enough so that it honestly gives proper staples of the genre a run for their money. I mean, it's no Attack of the Movies 3D, but what possibly could be, right? Where's all of my Attack of the Movies 3D fans? There they are, throwing poo at one another. There they are. Moving on. Right, well, while I'm sorting out all of them, I'm going to give you lot who've actually played this game a deep cut point. So back in your cages, or no rat's tails for dinners. I've got to be hard with them sometimes. Number 8, Tornado Outbreak. So, Tornado Outbreak is one of those games where I can tell you with 100% accuracy exactly how it got made, as it's clear that one person working at Loose Cannon Studios was playing Katamari Damacy, and then a teammate walked by and then mentioned that it would actually be a lot more fun to destroy stuff over just rolling stuff up, and then they both looked at each other and they were like, "What?" And then, "What?" And then a third staff member came in and said, "By the way, lads, don't know what's going on over here, but have you seen the messy break room? It's like a tornado's gone through it." And then they all went, "What? That's the third guy, by the way. And then a fourth member came in and just asked if everyone signed Dan's leaving card, and how one of the comments is the entire script of this game. That's how it happened. 100% prove me wrong. And to be honest, what more do you need from a game built around being an actual tornado ripping through areas causing as much destruction as possible? Well, what about a surprisingly deep plot about a squad of elemental superheroes trying to prevent world domination, but in a pretty shock twist move actually had been helping the entire thing, the big bad, achieve their goals in a manner similar to Shadow of the Colossus? Oh Lord help me, did I just compare Tornado Outbreak to the masterpiece that is Shadow of the Colossus? Yes, I did. And despite this game looking rougher than a night on an airbed at an Airbnb that has a nightclub below you and a 24-hour cow slaughtering business above you, it is a ton of fun to uproot everything not nailed down and things that are nailed down in a flurry of destruction. Number 7, Real Heroes Firefighter. But let's just say that you don't want to act as a force of nature and instead battle against them. Say hello to Real Heroes Firefighter, which, as you've guessed it, is not the answer to your last-minute dissertation worries. Get
back to studying. This is a message to encourage your future better self.
But is actually an obscure Wii title that lets you play as a firefighter battling through levels to save civilians and putting out wildfires left, right and centre. And sometimes above you and sometimes behind you. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's right behind me, isn't it, guys? Fire, a Minecraft story. If you were looking for a more technically advanced version of the fireman for the SNES, then this is sure to scratch that very specific itch. And despite its rather out-of-pocket premise, Real Heroes Firefighter is an actually decent game to boot, offering tons of exciting scenarios, interesting uses of the Wii's motion control scheme, and clearly, best of all, the ability to explore levels and find collectibles in the form of what actually started the fire in the first place. And piecing together these clues rewards you with new skins for your equipment, providing replay value out the ass, and also surely impressing the people that you're saving. I imagine it goes something like this. Oh God, please help me, my toes are on fire. Why, oh why did I let my partner talk me into using petroleum-based foot cream? Ah! Don't worry, strange mammal that is on fire. I'm here to help you, and I've got this axe. I'll just cut your feet off, I guess. Whoa, 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 whoa! What? Dude, does your axe have a cobra skin decal on? It sure does, friend. Well, check out Fancy Dan over here. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. La-di-da, King of Spain over here. Cheers. Do you want me to rescue you, by the way? You are half on fire now. Oh yeah, actually cheers, yeah, if you wouldn't mind. And you at home can give yourself a deep cut point if you played this game. Who are you talking to? Number 6, Domino Rally / Minon Everyday Hero. Right, so we're getting a bit weirder now, and doing so in style by talking about Domino Rally or Minon Everyday Hero, depending on where you are in the world. A game that was not only a spiritual successor to the utterly mad No One Can Stop Mr. Domino that released on the PS1, but also laid the groundwork for current-day platforming masterclass Astrobot because its lead artist actually designed both characters. However, strange links and pub trivia aside, what exactly is Domino Rally? I'll tell you what it's not. And that's a game that makes much sense at all. But you know what? I bloody love it for that fact. You see, the concept of this game is that you play as a superhero of sorts who's out to solve the most minor of inconveniences with their rather interesting power of, and let me just check my notes here. Oh yes, summoning a chain of dominoes in front of them, which they then run across. Yeah. Really challenging Beak from X-Men and Mr. Soils himself whenever he blinks as superpowers that aren't really all that super. Still, this little hero gets the job done and sees the player act as their sidekick of sorts, throwing down the chain of dominoes that act as a race course. Across each level you have to manage obstacles, decide on the best path quickly, and nearly break your goddamn arms as you flail about with the Wii's nunchucks over and over again. It is an utterly ridiculous game, made even better thanks to the offbeat visuals, soundtrack which is just outstandingly weird, and wonderful voice acting which again is so British that it should come with a bowler hat and a personalised jellied eel.
Thank you! Yay! Yay yay! Yay yay! I'm so happy! Yay! Yay! Yay yay! Woohoo! Yay yay!
Why is she so happy? I mean, balloons are pretty cool, but you're almost convincing me you're not happy now. You're freaking me out, man. Give yourself a deep cut point if you played this odd title. Number 5, Disaster Day of Crisis. Okay, now we're really starting to flex those deep cut muscles, which are definitely up here and here, because you'll be making this face if you played Disaster Day of Crisis as a European or Japanese gamer. And you'll be making this face if you're an American gamer, because the joke's on you, you didn't get this game. I believe the kids say womp womp here. It's actually a bizarre thing to learn that this game didn't actually get a North American release, especially when the main character is a former US Marine and is about navigating cities that look about as well maintained as Bakersfield. I would like to thank the bastion of information that is Yahoo Finance for informing me on that last joke. I have no idea if it's relevant. I have no idea where Bakersfield actually is. I'm not going to check either. Big love if you're from the area. Please, actually, if you're from Bakersfield, tell me something nice about the area to counterbalance what I've just said. But Yahoo Finance has done you dirty. Anyway, it turns out as well that Big Reggie over at Nintendo was actually another reason why this game didn't get a US release, because he reportedly hated this game. And that, plus its poor sales, barred it from entry into the glorious nation of cheeseburger. So I hear you ask, was this game any good? No, absolutely positively not, my friends. You are not missing out in the slightest, seeing as this was a game where the visuals are so gritty that it would actually feel like it was blowing sand into your eyes while playing. The AI was on bath salts half the time, and the dialogue was so corny that Rob Schneider is touring with it as his Tight 5 stand-up set.
She got all the good genes from her parents. Smart, good looking. She's my pride and joy, man. Hey. Don't get any ideas, pal. I said look after her, and that's it.
Still, if you played this actual disaster, pause for laughter, pause for the pause for an existential crisis, then give yourself a deep cut point. Number 4, Bonsai Barber. I tell you what, my friends, some of these games are getting a bit wild, a bit out there, and as the case of Day of Disaster, heavier than a lead codpiece and about as fun to play with. So you know what, let's have a bit of a palate cleanser and talk about a WiiWare title all about giving fruit and veg some dope-ass hairstyles. This adorable little game is Bonsai Barber and earns huge points from me for having a wonderfully simple premise that it absolutely nails, all of which hinges on the Wii's motion controls and how steady your aim is. Thanks to tools that let you roll back mistakes and the charming animation of all the characters you'll meet, this is a game built with younger audiences in mind, but is so chill that gamers of today will be yearning for something like this to hit the modern day market. Unfortunately, what makes this such a deep cut is the fact that you simply can't buy this game anywhere, as the Wii store has closed, meaning that you'll only encounter Bonsai Barber on consoles lucky enough to have already had it installed before it closed, or emulator sites. Yeah. Bit of a downer, isn't it? Still, if you want to look as fresh as I do right now, give it a go, because Bonsai Barber really is that much fun. Alright gang, be honest now, how much am I crushing this look right now? A lot? Oh yeah. Number 3, Sin and Punishment Star Successor. Oh me, oh my, what's that in the sky, my guy? Is it Mickey Rourke's board from Iron Man 2? Is it a plain sandwich with extra cucumber water? No, it's neither of those things. Get your bloody eyes checked, because it's actually Sin and Punishment Star Successor, a game with so many S's in the name, because they are an overspill from anyone who actually played this, looking at the screen and going, yes, yes, right now, because this game is absolutely brilliant. It is an extremely engaging on-rail shooter title that was basically like if Rez and Vanquish had a baby and then threw in some Resident Evil bosses for good measure. Oh yes. If you're looking for a shooter experience with both girth and length, well, Star Successor has just whacked out a foot long onto the table, as this game runs way past most others in the genre in terms of game length, but is absolutely unrelenting every step of the way. The beautiful fusion of dodging your character around the screen whilst firing off an endless stream of lasers looks as cool as it is to play. Plus, with the frightening number of projectiles on screen at once, it's a real test of your hand-eye coordination. Forget Wii Sports and Are You Having a Heart Attack Ring Fit, because this game will have you burning calories as you panic sweat your way through the stages. Thankfully, you can have a deep cut point to mop your brow with if you played this utter banger. Number 2, Earthseeker. Oh dear, what's this? Oh, it's the evil finger temple of doom that has once more reared its ugly head, because I'm about to be a right stinker for those looking for that perfect deep cut run, as this game was only released in Japan. Yeah, I'm cutting through the potential player base like you're Concord and I'm the Grim Reaper. I'm sorry, But before you get mad at me, trust me, you will want to know as much as you can about this game because Earthseeker is absolutely awesome. For a start, just look at this game. I mean, yeah, it's not going to challenge Dead or Alive 20 for jiggle physics, but for a game to look this good on the relative toaster hardware that was the Wii is remarkable. Yet before you think this is a title with all style and no substance, Earthseeker wheels out a fantastic battle system that is in effect Pokemon, but with real-time dodging. As a trainer, I mean Earthstrider, it's your quest to recover the lost relics of Earth using your guardians as muscle to fight back against the weird beasts that call this place home. And the wonderful flow of engaging, battling, collecting and leveling up guardians mixed with the absurd premise of starting a crusade only to find a used vacuum cleaner makes Earthseeker an offbeat gem that is a real shame never got a full release over here. Still, if you have played it or have at least tried the fan translation version of this game, give yourself a precious deep cut point, which I can be certain without a shadow of a doubt will not be a relic in the future days of Earth. Just call it a hunch. And number 1, Pandora's Tower. Do you know what I think whenever I look at the Devil May Cry series, aside from how outlandish and awesome it is? I often think to myself, boy howdy, I sure do wish there were more whips and chains involved in the action here. And after I've had this thought, I usually check myself in to speak with my local priest because the sexy demons, they've got into my brain again. Get out! Get in. Back on track, let's talk about Pandora's Tower. Okay then, let's. And if we're talking about it, we should probably get this out of the way early. This game is goddamn goated, because this is, without a doubt, my favourite game on this list, because it is so well made, so supremely polished and fun that it's a crime that there is no HD remaster or Switch port of this in existence. Playing kind of like an action RPG that Platinum Games wishes it could have created, Pandora's Tower is a hack and slash romp with bundles of customization, oodles of action, and tons of replayability as you assault different towers on the quest for rare artifacts. Plus, it's a game that actually sees you get stronger the more in love your character is with his partner. Seriously, you get badass chains by strengthening the bonds of your own relationship. I absolutely love this. Take that, vile demon! Oh, hold on, mate. Yeah, hello, love? All right, yeah, I'm just kicking ass right here as normal. I've even got this ugly, eggy-like creature tied up in our chains of love. Ugly? Rude? What's that? No, I'm going over to Neil's tonight because he's getting a few beers in and we're watching the rugby. No, I did not say that I wanted to go to IKEA today, nor go over to your mum's for dinner tonight. No, that's not happening. Cancel those plans right now. I'm gonna have to call you back because that ugly, eggy creature has managed to break free of our chains of love. No, I will not stop calling them that. Long story short, this game is ace, and if you played it, you can give yourself the final deep cut point. So there we have it, my friends, some very obscure Wii games. How many have you played? And most importantly, what was Mark's score on this? Drum roll, please.
Some people might say that 0 is a number to aspire to. 0 convictions, 0% body fat, 0 emissions. So with that in mind, my score this week is 0. Cheers, Jules.
I'm guessing he's got 0, but I may be wrong. Maybe prove me wrong. I can't tell. You're not here. Again, I'm just staring out at my neighbour. How's it going, buddy? There we have it, my friends. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. And if you want to chat to me further, you can do so over on my social medias over here. You can follow my lovely editor Mark on his social medias over here as well. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Even though we spoke today about a lot of obscure titles that were hard to find and sometimes almost impossible to play, let's dial things back and take things easy by being kind to ourselves, because we should start every single day with that positive affirmation that you deserve love, happiness, and success. All right? You're a good person and I want the best for you, all right? So go out there with love in your heart and just remember, above all else, you're a massive ledge and you deserve the best. As always, I've been Jules, you have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.